You wake up slowly. The room is quiet, save for the soft rustle of morning light creeping through the curtain. Your eyes open, but your body lingers. That familiar stiffness greets you again. Knees that don't quite bend the way they used to. A back that asks permission before rising, and arms that once carried grandchildren with ease, now hesitating just to push up from the mattress. You sit at the edge of the bed, feet touching the floor like roots searching for strength in the soil. And in that stillness, a thought comes, not loud, not urgent, but gentle and real. Is this just how it is now? You remember the long walks, the easy laughter, the feeling of power in your legs when you climbed stairs two at a time. You remember the freedom in your body, and somewhere deep inside, you wonder, where did that go? Maybe lately you've noticed friends slowing down, some losing their balance, others needing more help than they'd ever imagined. And it makes you wonder about your own path forward. Have you ever paused and asked yourself, how do I want to age? Not just to survive, but to live. Fully. Proudly. With your body as your companion. Not your burden. Here's the truth. The weakness you feel isn't just getting older. It has a name, sarcopenia. And more importantly, it has answers. Real, natural, and within your reach. You haven't lost your strength. It's just waiting to be fed again. And it all begins with 4 foods, 4 sacred allies that can help you restore what time has quietly taken. Let's walk this path together. Back toward strength, back toward you. Let's talk about something that doesn't get talked about enough. Not in waiting rooms, not in family gatherings, not even in those long, quiet afternoons when you find yourself reflecting on the rhythm of your life. It's the slow, almost invisible change in your muscles. Not pain exactly, just the way your arms feel when you reach for a can on the top shelf, or the surprising wobble in your legs when you stand too quickly. The struggle to lift a grandchild, the hesitation before walking on uneven ground, the effort it takes to rise from a chair without leaning on something. These little moments, so subtle at first, can start to chip away at something precious. Your independence, your confidence, your joy. The name for this quiet thief is sarcopenia, an age-related loss of muscle mass and strength. But you already knew that feeling, didn't you? You've felt the weight of your body change. You've noticed clothes hanging differently. You felt yourself shrinking, not just in inches, but in certainty. And maybe you've worried, is this the beginning of the end? But I want to tell you something very important. You are not powerless. This isn't about miracle cures. It's not about gym memberships or impossible diets. It's about something far more kind, far more human. 4 simple foods. 4 gifts from nature that quietly, steadily, lovingly support your muscles and renew your strength, no matter your age. Because here's the truth. Sarcopenia may be common, but it's not inevitable. And it is absolutely not your destiny. This journey we're about to take, it's not about fighting aging. It's about aging well, with grace, with courage, with your body by your side instead of against you. One small step at a time, one meal at a time, one act of care for yourself. Let's begin. You've been told that feeling weaker is just a part of getting older, that slower mornings, shakier legs, and dwindling strength are simply your new reality. But what if that's not the whole story? What if your muscles aren't giving up? They're waiting. Waiting for nourishment, waiting for a signal, waiting for you. Because sometimes what we call aging isn't just the passing of time. It's the slow result of missing pieces, a quiet deficiency, a nutrient never replaced, a meal that fills your stomach but leaves your cells hungry. What if weakness isn't a sentence but a signal, a whisper from your body that something needs to change? Imagine this, a man in his 70s. He used to be strong. He worked with his hands, carried groceries without thinking, lifted his grandchild high in the air with a laugh. But now he struggles with stairs. He avoids bending down to tie his shoes. His arms feel smaller. His back aches more. He figures, this is just life now. But then, something simple shifts. Not a pill. Not a doctor's visit. Just breakfast. He adds one specific food, rich in a key amino acid. Within weeks, he notices something. A little more ease in rising from his chair. A touch more energy. His appetite feels better. His walks grow longer. And he begins to wonder, was I missing this all along? You see, the most powerful medicine might not come from a prescription pad. It might be sitting quietly in your kitchen right now, in your fridge, in your garden, in the hands of the grocer down the street. Nature hasn't forgotten you. She still offers strength, even now, especially now. In just a moment, you'll discover 4 remarkable foods, each backed by science and rooted in tradition, that can help reverse sarcopenia and return power to your body. Let's open that first door together. Your body is like a beautiful old house. It's lived through seasons, weathered storms, and stood tall through decades of life. The floors may creak now, the walls might need fresh paint, but the foundation is still strong. It just needs a little more care. And just like a house, your body needs the right materials to stay standing. After 70, the blueprint of your body begins to change. You don't process nutrients the way you used to. Protein doesn't build muscle quite as easily. Vitamins don't absorb as quickly. The repairs take longer, and the toolkit runs lower with each passing year, unless you refill it. Have you ever noticed how you feel after a meal? Some foods leave you sluggish. Others make you feel surprisingly light, even energized. That's no accident. That's your body speaking. But here's the thing. Most people over 70 simply aren't getting the nutrition their muscles urgently need. And it's not because you're doing something wrong. It's because nobody told you how different your needs become with time. Meet Eleanor. She's 76 and used to start every day with toast, tea, and a bit of jam. Light, simple, comfortable. But over the years, she felt herself growing weaker. Her arms thinned. Her balance faltered. She didn't have the strength to open jars, let alone tend to her roses like she used to. Then one day, her granddaughter, studying nutrition, suggested a few changes. They added one protein-rich food to her breakfast, something warm, easy to digest, and rich in what her muscles were silently begging for. 3 months later, Eleanor was back in the garden, not leaping, not racing, just moving with dignity. She called it grace in motion. Have you ever felt like Eleanor? Like your body is whispering for help in a language no one ever translated? That language is nutrition, and you're about to become fluent in it. Let's begin with the first food. Gentle, familiar, and quietly powerful. There's a kind of fatigue that doesn't come from walking too far or lifting too much. It comes from silence, from empty chairs, from long afternoons that stretch without a phone call or a knock at the door. It's the kind of tiredness that settles in your chest and slowly seeps into your bones, not because your muscles are weak, but because your spirit feels forgotten. Have you noticed how your body responds when you feel truly at peace? When laughter fills the room? When someone really listens? When you're reminded that you're not alone? Science calls it the mind-body connection, but you already know what it feels like. Take Harold, for example. He's 81, lives alone, and for years he'd felt like he was slowly shrinking, not just in size, but in presence. He ate meals in silence, sat through sunsets without sharing them, and over time he grew frail, not just emotionally, but physically. His balance worsened. His appetite dropped. He said his legs felt like wooden sticks. Then one small thing changed. His neighbor invited him for weekly soup nights. Just once a week, stories, smiles, warm bowls passed hand to hand. Within 2 months, Harold was walking more, laughing more, even sleeping better. You see, strength doesn't just come from food. It comes from connection. When you feel seen, your nervous system softens, your gut health improves, inflammation drops, your muscles, strangely, wonderfully, respond. They remember life. Loneliness is not just sadness. It's stress. It's tension. It's physical wear and tear. So if you felt weaker lately, ask yourself, have I been touched? Heard? Loved? And here's the hopeful part. Food can be a bridge. Some foods feed more than your muscles. They feed community. They invite company. They hold memory. And the next food on our list? It's not just nutritious, it's comforting. A dish that brings people together, that nourishes the body while healing the heart. Let's take a closer look. Some mornings, getting out of bed feels like lifting a mountain. Your feet touch the floor, but your balance wavers. Your knees ache. Your hands feel stiff before you've even touched the teacup. But imagine this. You begin your day with a soft breath. You sit at the edge of your bed and gently stretch your arms overhead. Slow, steady, without force. You walk to the kitchen and drink a warm cup of water with a pinch of sea salt and a squeeze of lemon. You crack an egg, sprinkle a little turmeric, and feel the day take root in your belly. This is not a routine. It's a ritual of restoration. Because here's a truth most people miss. Building strength after 70 doesn't come from overhauling your life. It comes from small, loving acts of consistency. One step, one bite, one morning at a time. Let's look at 3 simple habits that real seniors, just like you, have used to reverse muscle loss and reclaim their energy. 1. The 3-minute wake-up walk. Before breakfast, take a slow walk around your living room or porch. This gentle movement wakes up your legs, stimulates blood flow, and tells your muscles you're still needed. 2. Protein. First at breakfast. Instead of toast or cereal, start with a protein-rich food. This anchors your metabolism, feeds your muscles, and keeps your energy steady. We'll talk more about the best options in a moment. 3. Evening wind down stretch. A few minutes before bed, stand tall, breathe deeply, and stretch your arms and calves. This reduces nighttime cramps and improves sleep, both crucial for muscle repair. These are not workouts, they're signals, messages to your body that say, I'm still in this. What's one small change you could try this week? A different breakfast? A slower start to the morning? A glass of water before coffee? You don't need to become someone else. You only need to become more in tune with the person you already are. And now, let's meet the first of the 4 foods that could quietly, gently, and powerfully begin to reverse sarcopenia in your body. There comes a moment in life, often quietly, when you stop asking, how much time do I have? And start asking, what do I want this time to feel like? Not in years, but in mornings, in conversations, in laughter, in the way your feet feel on grass or how sunlight rests on your shoulders. After 70, strength isn't just in the muscles. It's in the meaning you carry. You've lived through so much. You've built homes, raised families, buried friends, and healed from things no one even knew you endured. And yet, here you are, still reaching for more life. That longing? That's your spirit asking for purpose. Because here's something you may not hear enough. Your presence still matters. Even if your days are slower. Even if your hands shake. Even if the world has become louder and faster than you remember. There is strength in stillness, power in prayer, healing in being needed, even if it's just by one person, or a quiet pet, or a tiny plant on your windowsill. Let me tell you about June. She's 84. Lost her husband 6 years ago. Lived quietly, too quietly, in a small house with fading paint. She stopped gardening, stopped cooking, stopped inviting people over. But one spring, she joined a community knitting circle, once a week at the library. She didn't knit at first. She just sat and listened. But within weeks, she brought her yarn. Then she brought cookies. Then she brought her stories. Her strength didn't come from protein or walking sticks. It came from belonging again. Her doctor said her blood pressure dropped. Her walking improved. Her face, as her son described it, lit up from the inside. What do you want the next chapter of your life to feel like? You have the pen. You can write it with joy, with gentleness, with purpose. And now, let's turn the page together. Starting with the very first food that can quietly, beautifully, begin rebuilding the strength within you. You've journeyed far today, through feelings of fatigue, silence, and uncertainty. But here's the quiet truth. You are not too old. You are not done yet. Your body, your spirit, your very cells, they still listen. When you choose to care for them, even in the smallest ways they respond. Like a garden that after a long winter begins to bloom again with the gentlest touch of spring. From the weariness that once weighed on your shoulders, new energy can rise. From the fear of decline, hope can grow. From the moments of solitude, resilience can bloom. This isn't a promise of overnight miracles. It's a promise of steady, beautiful progress. One meal, one step, one breath at a time. You've taken the first step by being here, by listening, by opening your heart and mind to change. That alone speaks volumes about your strength. Remember Eleanor in her garden, Harold at his soup nights, June in her knitting circle. They weren't superheroes. They were simply people like you, who chose hope over surrender. And so can you. This is your time. Your story is still unfolding. Start now, even if it's slow. Every small step is still yours. Because aging is not about fading away. It's about rediscovering the power you've carried all along, the power to heal, to move, to live fully. Take that power gently, lovingly, and carry it with you into each new day. Before we part today, take a quiet moment just for yourself. What was one idea or insight that made you pause? Maybe it was a small hope, a new way to see your strength, or a simple habit that feels possible. Starting tomorrow morning. What's one small change you might try? A food to add to your plate? A gentle stretch when you wake? A phone call to someone who brightens your heart? Whatever it is, hold it gently. This is not about rushing or pressure. It's about honoring yourself and the journey you're on. And if you feel comfortable, I'd love to hear from you. Share your story, your questions, or your small victories in the comments below. Tag a friend who might need this message today. Together, we build more than strength in our bodies. We build strength in our hearts and in our community. This channel isn't just a place to watch videos. It's a place to grow wisdom, find support, and walk this path hand in hand. If what you heard today touched you, please consider subscribing. Let's keep learning, healing, and thriving side by side. Remember, you are seen, you are valued, and every step forward is a victory. Thank you for being here. Your story matters, and I can't wait to see where you take it next.